Alright, this is where we left off in our last video. We're looking at where we're continuing to look at the CSEC Mathematics January 2025 paper 2. And we're at question 5b. Now, your homework. If you have not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe. That's 1. 2, if you find value in what I'm doing here, like the video. 3, any questions or comments you have, place them in the comment section. 4, share the video with somebody else. And make sure you attempt these questions before you watch me work them out. Alright? If you see me make any mistake, make sure you state that in the comment section. Now, here the diagram below shows two fair six-sided dice, P and Q. This 6 numbers on die P are 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 3. Alright. The 6 numbers on die Q are 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3. Okay. Die P is rolled once. What is the probability that the score is not 2? Alright, so each item, each thing you're supposed to do here has 1 mark. Alright. Now, let me just copy this and paste it over here. This is from what we were doing before. Just erase the board and paste the thing that I have here. Now, we're going to work this out. The probability that the score is not 2. Now the thing is, what you have here is a case where you roll the die and you're not supposed to get 2. You have 2 ways of working this out. The probability that it is not 2 is equal to 1 minus the probability that you get a 2. Another thing you can do is say the probability that it is not 2 is the probability that it is 0, or which represented by a plus, or probability that it is 0, or probability that it is 1, or probability that it is 1, or probability that it is 3. See that? Let's look at both circumstances here, at both situations. The probability that it is not 2. The probability that it is 2 is equal to, now remember, the probability of any one of them is 1/6, and there's only 1, 2. The probability that is a 2 is 1/6. So the probability that it is not 2 is 1 minus 1/6. It is 1/1 minus 1/6. We have to do some fractions here now. Use common denominators. 1 is the same as 6/6. So it's 6/6 minus 1/6. 6/6 minus 1/6 is 5/6. So that will be the probability that it is not a 2. Now, suppose you consider the probability that it is other things. The probability that it is not 2 is the probability of a 0, that's 1/6, plus the probability of a 0, that's 1/6, plus probability of this 1 here. Oh, why did I write 1/2, 1/6? Plus the probability of this is 1/6, or the probability of this is 1/6, or the probability of this, which is 1/6. Now, what you have here, how many 6s you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 6s. So when you add them, you have 5 6. So you get the answer here. Same answer. Right? So that's the probability that it is not 2. Right? So the probability that it is not 2, the answer is 5/6. Now what else do they ask you to do? Die Q is rolled twice. What's the probability that it is 1 both times? I just copy this part of the question and paste it over here. Let's pull it down. Now, die Q is rolled twice. Probability that it is 1 both times. Now, right, let me just bring it down a bit more. The probability that it is 1, that's die what? Q. Alright, die Q. Told twice. Now the probability that it is 1 both times means probability of a 1 and, so remember, R is associated with plus and is associated with multiply, and the probability of a 1. Now, what's the probability of a 1? Here are, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers available, and there are 1, 2, 3 ones. So the probability of getting a 1 is 3 out of 6, same as a half, right? And then the probability of getting a 1 again is 3 out of 6, right? 3 ones out of 6 available numbers. So this is the same as half times half, which is a quarter. So the probability of getting a 1 both times is quarter. Alright? Now, here, die Q is rolled 72 times. Calculate an estimate of the number of times the score is 3. How many times is the score 3? Die Q is rolled 72 times. Alright. Now, the probability, by the way, before I do anything else, let me just copy this thing and paste it over here. Where did it go? Where did it paste? Alright, I see it. Let's pull it down. Pull it down here. Alright. And by the way, we had finished working out all of these things, you know, we don't need them. Instead of pulling it down so far, let's just erase what we have here. Alright? And get these things out of the way. Let's bring this thing back up here. Alright, so here now, what do we have? The 72 times. Now, if there were 3 half of the time, then you expect that half of the rows would be 3's. So this would be half of 72, right? And so on. Now, let's look at this. Die P. P is what? P is the one up here. 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 3. That is it. Oh, it's die Q, not die P. It's rolled 72 times. Calculate, estimate of the number of times the score is 3. There's only 1 3. So the probability of getting a 3 when die Q is rolled is 1 out of 6, right? Because you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers, and only 1 tree is available. Now, the number of trees, would be 1/6 multiplied by 72, which would be what? How many sixes do you have in 72? 6, 6, 10, 66, 11, 66, 6, 12, 72. Oh, so there are 12 sixes in 72. Good to remember your times table, right? Your 6 times table. So that's going to be 12. Right? So you estimate the number would be 12. 12 of them. Alright, so let's see what else is going on. What's happening here now? Let's open this file and see. Okay. This is something a break from what we're doing, so we'll look at this in a separate video. So I'll see you in that video.